If I spin one time, double back, hit his top, split his head, do a nigga like Luke.
JavO GanG! Hell y'all doing, man? Welcome back to another reaction video today! And I'm here for another reaction video for you guys. I heard Lil Durk set up King Vonnie. Real slimy Durk. You need to watch your back out there, man. I'm telling you, better close that back. Dope. You heard? I ain't gonna lie, make sure you guys like and subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can see more of me. We'll get right into the video. Y'all got me something? Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Alright y'all, this is one of the ones that don't need no introduction. And let me tell y'all something off rip. When it comes to this whole interview, everything Vonnie's father was saying in this interview made perfect sense. I'm not going to go back and forth about whether it's true or not, but what I would say is this, y'all. Those who want to understand or try will. Those that don't, more than likely they don't because they just don't want to. It's just as simple as that. Now, when it comes to the situation, as y'all know, Vonnie's father has been going viral for like the past 2 to 3 months, all due to his allegations, as most would call it, of Lil Durk and his son OTF Vonnie having something to do with the unaliving of King Von, allegedly. Now, some people believe it, some don't, but that's social media for you. Now, things have calmed down, but that's until he would do an interview with DJU recently, speaking on his claims and why he feels Von was set up. Now, the whole interview was about 2 hours long and I watched the whole 2, maybe almost 3 hours in parts. And there's a few things I want to point out due to people sending it to us and starting to be a topic once again. Now, first and foremost, let's start off everything by saying this. Before we even start, DJU made his point very clear where he told Vonnie's father that maybe he is a little biased. For one, he's a very, very, very big fan of Lil Durk. And although it's long live King Von, he proceeds to say it's also free Lil Durk and free Vonnie too. So right off the rip, you could tell the dialect isn't coming from a fair place because it's already doubt due to opinion instead of fact and emotion instead of proof. So are we having a conversation to understand, or are we just conversing so you can argue your opinion and say what you think is right or wrong? So let's make that very clear, which is why I said those that get it, and those that don't just choose not to, mainly because of whose side.
Nah, but I low-key heard that Vonnie was stealing money from King Von, which was kind of crazy though. But it's not surprising because like you gotta think about it, bro. All these people from Chicago, like they all broke as hell. Like nobody got nothing, bro. So it's like, and especially if they from the O, like you know, he them from the same place as King Von. They ain't got shit, bro. Let's be for real. You think he's not finna take some bread if King Von, like he's putting, like, you gotta think about it, bro. Let's say King Von takes Vonnie, he brings him around his bank full of money. I'm talking about that's at least $1 million or whatever. You think out that $1 million, this dude don't got shit to his name. You think he not finna take that $1? And King Von won't even pay him. So keep in mind, like, bro, you think he's not finna take some? It'd been different if he was paying him, but he wasn't. So, you know, the fact that he's popping out all this clothes and, you know, all this stuff, like, look at this, bro. Bro look fresh. He from Chicago. Nobody came to know him like, damn, bro, where you getting all this shit from? Like,
sides with who, and it's hard for them to fathom that this type of behavior happens all the time in that industry. 607 Unk goes around publicly and says he sacrificed his own son. All people do is laugh and call him crazy, whereas he's probably telling the God honest truth, but our lack of understanding what goes on behind the scenes in that creepy industry automatically tells us to dismiss whatever he says because it's beyond our comprehension. Now, everyone keeps missing the message. They keep saying, so let me get this straight, he's only telling on his son because he didn't get...
Like, this dude got Dior's on him, bro. King Von's not giving this dude no money. Where you get Dior's from? Like, for real.
Paid by them in the process, but okay, cool. The man isn't denying that, right? So now where do we go from there with the information that he's saying? It's like people are purposely missing the message or trying to divert from what he's saying, and he has proof. What more do you need? Matter of fact, let's say this, right? Out of everyone on the internet, if y'all pay attention, the only ones calling him a clout chaser or money hungry is the fans or people on the outside. Meanwhile, the family, the people who know what's actually going on and actually intertwined with everything, they aren't. So what does that tell you? In fact, Mona Lisa, who was a King Von affiliate herself from way back, has come out herself stating that Unc, aka Vonnie's father, isn't lying. And she stated, in fact, we been knew about this. So what are y'all gonna call her, right? A clout chaser, money hungry, what? Now King Von's cousin Balo, y'all know he's very boisterous when it comes to King Von, along with Von's other sister K Killer. Why neither one of them came out and said that he was lying or chasing clout? And y'all got this information about 2 months ago, and still we have yet to see anyone from Von's mutual family say that this man is lying. I wonder why. So when I see people say, oh, he's only doing this because he was cut out the money, well, duh, right? And the only reason why y'all know that is because he told y'all that. So the question is, what's next? Why are we putting everything in front of the message instead of actually listening to the message? Matter of fact, we did a video previously where we revealed text messages between Von's lawyer by the name of Scott, who openly admitted in the text messages saying, quote,
He said, good morning, give me a call when you get a chance. Scott Von, mouthpiece. May peace and blessings be upon you. Hope everything is okay with you and your little fender bender. Please give me a call when you get time. I understand, but you have to stand with those who you know. I saw that me and your conversation doesn't have to go beyond me and you. I just need those documents so I can get some type of leverage, so I can get some money, please. Thank you. I'm okay. Car is okay. No damage. I don't have any documents. I destroyed the file. I'm sorry that you got cut off the money.
Sorry you got cut out the money. Then you could also see when Vonnie's father asked him for access to the court files between King Von and Little Durk's case so he could prove to the world that Little Durk told, allegedly, the lawyer tells him that he destroyed the files.
Lil Durk told? Lil Durk told?
Right? Coincidentally, he destroyed those files. But wait, people said that it was fake. He don't know Von's lawyer. That's cap, the whole 9 yards. But just recently when Kayla B, King Von's other sister, arrest body cam video would go viral, she could be heard on camera telling someone on the phone to call her lawyer, who coincidentally name is Scott too. Maybe it's just a coincidence, right?
Yeah, they gonna have your key at the front and text him and tell her to get in contact with my lawyer, Scott.
Oh God. Okay.
Or if just ask TJ what's Scott's number. Like don't tell him my business. Like what's the lawyer Scott. She probably don't know. You probably gotta ask TJ.
Oh, you know, I get it from London. I'm gonna search her now.
He knows Scott's number. She knows Scott's
Yeah,
number.
you know that's our lawyer. That's our lawyer too.
Okay, bet.
Now, OTF Vonnie's father basically said, yes, I am throwing my son under the bus, but he's also letting it be known that y'all just not gonna label him a rat and act like he's the only sour apple out the batch. So if y'all gonna call him a rat, then also point the finger at Durk for allegedly having involvement in King Von's passing as well. Now this man is literally telling y'all that one of the next biggest artists to come out of Chicago was possibly backdoored by his own friends, and he has proof. And the number one thing everyone wants to bring up is, so why you throw your own seed, your own kid, under the bus, right? It's like we purposely don't want to get the message. But let's dissect a few things that was brought up so y'all can stay on course. Now, the night King Von passed away is also a lot of speculation about how it went down and why Von is being blamed. DJU says the whole world think it was a fluky, basically stating that it was clear cut and exactly how we seen it is exactly what we got. Von got out the car, seen Quando Rondo, beat on him, his friend got out the car and fight on him to protect his friend. DJU also stated that he himself feels that that's what happened as well. Now here's the easiest way to pick that apart for all the non-believers. 1. They said Von was asleep and he was woken up, which means whoever woke him up, and speaking of who, Vonnie's father said that it was O-Block Youngin, rest in peace. We don't know how true it is, so we're just gonna say allegedly. But they said that he was woken up. Why would someone wake up their friend, who is the bag, to go fight in the street, right? Just think about it. Aside from getting shot, the average person would say, nah, he's asleep. So why are we gonna wake him up or even go to the hookah lounge, period? Let's go home, right? And the average person will also say, why wake this man up knowing he's already out on probation? So why would I put my friend in harm's way of not only getting hurt, but getting in trouble with the police if he's on probation knowing that he can get locked up? Right? Follow me. But then too, the security guard that was in front of the lounge stated that Quando Rondo and whoever else was in that white SUV been in front of the club waiting, like been there waiting, and said it was like as if they were waiting for something. Now from 100K Track himself, he claims that they just so happened to go to that hookah lounge because it was Boss Top's birthday and they wanted to celebrate. So what's the coincidence that Quando and them never stepped foot inside the lounge, just hung out outside of the hookah lounge, and King Von just so happened to show up at that same lounge, right? And like I told y'all before, they said everything happened at like 3.
That's straight back door. Cause you gotta think about it. Why is Quando at some random hookah lounge? Like you would think he at like, you know, that dude's big, bro. You would think he at some big like, you know, club or something like that, bro. The hookah lounge he was at was not that popular. Like it was not that big. So the fact that Quando Rondo was there, bro, it's like somebody like orchestrated it. Like they said, it was inside of a white car. Somebody was waiting. I guess they was waiting to say, hey, you know, hey, y'all, hey Von, there go Quando right there. Goddamn Von show up, boom, boom, boom. Goddamn little 10 step at the car, shoot. Goddamn Von. That's how I feel like that's how it went down for real. Cause that's crazy though. That's really crazy though. Cause that's how some dudes be. That's straight back though.
3:30-ish in the morning. I don't know too many hookah lounges that's open at that time because majority of them close around 4 o'clock. So I don't know if that's a Atlanta thing. Maybe the hookah lounges stay open, I guess, all night. Who knows? But what's a coincidence, right? And on top of all that, another thing that went over everybody's heads is this. If King Von himself never made it into the hookah lounge and none of them got a chance to go in there and party, how was all of them able to be at that exit door just sitting there and watching everything go down? Right? Once again, the only people that stepped in to help Von was Muwop, Slutty, and Louie. And as you see a bunch of pictures and videos from that night, it was a bunch of people around Von. Some friends, huh? But then
so it's all them people and only 3 came out and helped? So you got all them people with you, bro. See, bro, that's straight back door on bro. The only people who probably didn't know what was going on was the ones who actually stepped in. So someone everybody else knew.
Lastly, 3. Stop acting like the industry don't stage things because we seen clear as day that they did that with Chris Brown and Quavo. When they was at the height of their beef, coincidentally, once again, they was at Paris Fashion Week and somehow out of all the people in the world, Quavo and Chris Brown was seated right next to each other. What's the odds of that? You know why? Because I personally feel that they was put together in hopes that something would happen, and in the midst of that fight, either Chris Brown or Quavo was going to be offed. And I really think it's Chris Brown because I know the industry just dislike him. But the fact that nothing happened, that kind of threw the whole plans off. But it would have been a scuffle because they set the stage for it to be one, and something was going to happen in the midst of the scuffle, just like King Von. In fact, just like Draco the Ruler, who was
they basically wanted bodies to drop. They just wanted to see some shit happen. That's so green. That is so green. I'm not gonna lie. I never heard of somebody doing some stuff like that. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, look, people tweet, no, look, it kind of interesting. Let me get them, put them together and see what happened. Like, I will see we got them pop out. You feel me? Like we gonna see. It's weird, bro. That's weird.
Stabbed in the back of his neck at a huge festival during a fight, and to this very day, no one was picked up for his body. How? How is that even possible in such a big setting? With security, surveillance? How? His father even says that he feel he was set up. So once again, y'all can't act like these people can't set a stage for things to happen when it's been shown to us countless times. But moving on. Now, if you watch the interview, you can see DJU continuously emphasize that the father is throwing the son under the bus, and even brought race into it, where he says we're black and we're supposed to stick together and go against the YT folks instead.
What?
This game, you're not ready for it.
But guess what? That sounds all good and dandy, but what the hell does that got to do with King Von allegedly getting backdoored? See the deflections? So what I took from it is, as DJU kept saying that Vonnie's father is, quote, going against the grain, is that he's not in it for what's right or wrong. He's more so in it to where he feels even if he was involved in backdooring Von, why would he tell on his own son? You're supposed to keep it to yourself because that's your son. But like Vonnie's father said, right is right and wrong is wrong. Yes, he's my son, but Von was also like a son to me too. So that puts him in a weird position because, not to mention, nobody pays attention to the fact that this can cause problems for his father too. Just think about it. What if Von got family members that are broke behind his passing and got to hear that Vonnie not only stole money from him, and a lot of money, but had a hand in allegedly setting him up? What if they want to take their frustration out on the father because they can't get to his son and they end up doing something to the father? Right? Matter of fact, think about the relationships that are now broken because people in Von's family feel that since his son may have had involvement in Von's passing, they don't want nothing to do with him or his son. Keep in mind, he says that he knew Von's father since they was babies. So I don't blame him. Now, on the flip side of all this, man, I want y'all to also pay attention to something. Remember when DJU admitted that the fatal night everything happened, Quando, Rondo, and Little Tim was at King Von's album release party? Now, y'all remember when he said that, right? Well, now he's saying that he didn't see them. He's seen what appeared to be Quando, Rondo, and Little Tim because he's seen two guys with all black on, with handicap chains, right? I never heard someone say they seen someone, then say, matter of fact, no, they appeared to be someone, and then say it's because they had on all black, right? So let me get this straight. Everyone you see wearing all black with, I guess, handicap chains appears to look like Quando, Rondo, and Little Tim? Once again, I'm not alluding to anything, y'all. All I'm pointing out is the things that just don't make sense. But it's either he's seen them or he didn't. Now he proceeds to say it's because they had on handicap sign chains because, as y'all know, that's a symbol for the rolling 60 sets of the Crips. But how many people you know with that type of chain, with an all black Dickie suit on, and you think that it appears to be them, but it's not them? I'm sure even if it wasn't Quando, you would be able to make that out because judging from how the venue looked, it was small and it wasn't that dark. And why nobody else seen these people? You mean to tell me nobody else stated that and it was a bunch of them present, from Bezu, Boss Top, Kayla, Muwop, Slutty, Louie? A bunch of them was there, a bunch of old Blockians. And you mean to tell me that only him seen two guys that appeared to look like Quando and Tim? And if you wasn't so sure, why say it so confident on social media knowing people are going to run with it? So it's either somebody lying or somebody was just saying something to get clicks and views. Who knows, man? Now, he also said that he basically seen these unidentified guys who had on Dickie suits looking like Quando and Tim with handicap chains like Quando and Tim, but he knows that Von and Quando had beef because Von already made it very clear that when he seen Quando, he was going to put hands on him. But he proceeds to say, I didn't think nothing of it, so I didn't tell anybody. Right? So two guys who are potentially ops are in this man's party and nobody sees them but you, and you don't think it'll be important to tell anybody.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that shit straight back door, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know, man. Anyway, that's pretty much it, man. That's a couple points that I just wanted to tackle so y'all could, get a clear understanding of what's going on. When it comes to this whole clip or whatever, I did notice whenever Vonnie's father did make a point, DJU didn't really have an answer for him, right? Vonnie's father also brought up the King Von song where he spoke about if he passed away, it wasn't going to be the ops, but in fact, it'll come from inside his own circle. DJ U even read the lyrics himself and says he always wondered about those lyrics. But yet, he didn't have an answer. And it's funny because for everyone that doubts something like this could happen, just ask yourself, what would make a man feel like he has to create a song like that? What do you think transpired to where he felt the need to make a song about him getting backdoored by his own friends, and even went as far as saying, don't let them goofies touch my casket? So to make a song about getting backdoored, and then fast forward later, there's actually rumors of him getting backdoored, are we just gonna dismiss that too and call it a coincidence, or pay attention, right? Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think.
Right, like I said before, bro, I ain't even finna sit here and bout.
Bitch, I'm not gonna feel like I